Good evening, everyone. I'm John Bade. First of all, I would like to thank you for this honor. This is a great thing. I really do appreciate this. Thank you very much. I wish I was there in person. However, I am in Italy. It's tough duty. Someone's got to do it. I know how fun it is to be in Italy. A lot of people are thinking about Italy or they're with you with dinner. I know how fun some of you people are in the audience. So it was a tough decision. But we are where we are. So again, I'm deeply moved by this recognition. Things like this don't come along very often in someone's life or their career. And I reflect back on that. When it does, it's typically not because of one person. It's because of a group of people. When I look at that, there's a group of people that really helped me be successful. And I've been fortunate enough to have some just tremendous mentors in my life. I look back at engineering management and I think about when I was a student. I was an 18-year-old student trying to figure out what type of engineering I was going to be. You know, people talk to me about being an electrical engineer and a mechanical engineer or civil engineer. And then some of the folks probably some of the people in the room talked to me about getting into engineering management. And you think about the technical excellence of engineering and then the management part of that. So you bring those two together, you get the best of both worlds. The technical experience and then the management and the broader experience on how you manage that technical stuff. So I bought in hook, line, and sinker, and it was just a great experience, great career I've had. So I've been an engineer for about 30 years now. And I know I don't look that old, but I am. 30 years in engineering, and the people that have really helped me, those mentors, had a broad perspective. Those are the people that didn't just know one thing like engineering, technical excellence. They knew manufacturing, they knew operations, they knew finance, they knew a lot of aspects of the business. They had a broad perspective of where the business is and where the business is going. And those are the people that really helped me personally and professionally in my career and over life, and I can't thank them enough for what they've done. As I look back at the engineering management, I've been inspired and guided by others. When I talk about those mentors, a lot of those people are very high-ranking execs, very busy, very successful in their life, and had lots of stress, lots of issues to work. And each and every one of them took time out of their schedule to spend with me, and I felt valued. They invested in my career. They helped make me what I am today, and they're the people that really I owe a lot of my success to. They helped me understand to be a good leader, you need a deep skill set, so you need to be deep in one end, and then you need to have a broad perspective of the business. So you need to understand a lot of the other functions of the business. You have to understand where the business is going, what's the strategy of where the business is going, what's the current mission, how do we close that gap between the mission and the strategy. And it's that thinking, it's that creating the future that we talk about. So coupled with this in my education in engineering management, I looked when I started out in industry, spent a lot of time focused on engineering. And I grew from engineering to managing things. So I actually managed projects and things. And as time went on, I went into leadership roles, where we go from a technical perspective to just managing stuff to actually leading activities. So it's a lot of differentiation when you talk about that. Technical excellence, where you're really deep on something, to something where you're really broad. You have to look out there and see things that aren't really seen. You don't really have a technically correct answer. So when we look at that, there's a lot of beneficiaries probably that came before a lot of us. A lot of us are beneficiaries of people who've come before us. So I would ask the audience to take a minute to reflect back on your career and think about those people who mentored you or those people who had an impact on your life and how important that was to you. What are some of the things they shared with you or some of the things you would have wished they shared with you? So think about that for a second and then flip the coin a little bit and say, hey, what do I need to do to help the next generation? So instead of being a mentee, how do you become a mentor and share your experiences with the younger generation, the people who are coming behind us? What are your lessons learned? What are your great experiences, things you've done great? What are your mistakes? I mean, I've probably learned more from my mistakes than what I do well. And you know, I've made my share, and I'm sure a lot of people have. I think it's great and humbling sometimes when you see a leader stand up and say, hey, here's a mistake I made, and here's what I learned from it. And I'm not making that mistake again. There's a lot of things to be learned from everyone when we share those experiences. Also, I think one of the things we can pass along is the networking. As we talk to the younger generation, we talk about their technical experience, and we start broadening their horizons. We start connecting the dots between being a technical expert to being a manager, to being a future leader. Connect those dots, help them make that transition. And back to the change, the theme for the conference, how do you change from being a technical engineer to a manager to a leader? There's changes all along that step. I think I'd like to share a quote from Mother Teresa, if I may. And the quote goes like this: "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water to create many ripples." And I'm going to repeat that. I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water to create many ripples. And when I think of that quote, there's a lot of things that come to mind. But one is probably none of us alone can change the world, but collectively we can. So it's not like someone's the Lone Ranger. Collectively we can do a lot of great things. The other part is when you cast a stone, you're going to create ripples. So I ask each of you in the audience, what ripples will you leave behind when you go on? Well, I think that's about my time for tonight. We'll make it short and sweet. I know you've either had dinner or you've got dinner waiting, and I have a nice bottle of Chianti I would like to get to, so I'm going to go tend to that very soon. Again, before I get off the stage, I want to talk to you about, tell you I'm very humbled and very sincere and very appreciative of this fantastic honor. A couple of get off the stage thoughts. First of all, help students learn, grow tomorrow's leaders. I think that's a big part of our charter. Second of all, do what professionals do, help mentor others. People behind you, peers, but mentor others. And the third, create the future for tomorrow. I think that's kind of the mission for engineering management, is us defining what that future of tomorrow looks like and helping everyone get there. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your support of engineering management in the American Society of Engineering Management, and thank you for giving me this award. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I sincerely appreciate this. Thank you, good night, and ciao.